I'm Matt from Borderway Finance, and today I'm here with Alan from Jim Walton in Penrith. Alan, customers ask us all of the time what they should look for when they're buying a car.
Yep.
Could you give us your top tips for buying a used car?
All right then, Matthew. Do you want to do a? Should we do a walk around of the vehicle first? Check condition of the full exterior of the vehicle. You know, if you've got a car that's got scuffs on bumpers, chips on bonnets, the customer really wants to be looking at that, make sure they're happy with the condition. And also what you've got to remember is that a second-hand car will have certain blemishes and dents that you won't get with a brand new car, hence why the name second-hand, basically.
It's never going to be perfect.
It's never going to be 100%, but the customer wants as near to that as what they can get, and so do we as the retailer, really, to be honest. And hence the reconditioning of every car when it comes onto our forecourt. In my younger days, I was always taught to look at such as the shut lines on a vehicle, the bonnet, whether it's true and even all the way along the front, down the sides. If you get a car that's had a front end knock, a knock on the side, the shut lines on where the bonnet and the front wing meet may be different from one side to the other, which would indicate the car's maybe had damage. If I open the driver's door, on the inside you can see where the manufacturer weld is.
Okay.
Down the side here, that's a manufacturer weld, crimped together in a factory. You'd also see on the exterior of the panels, sometimes if they've had paint work, if the mouldings haven't been removed, you can find evidence of paint on the mouldings, up the sides of the windows, maybe overspray. You don't want to be buying a car with that. If you get a car with a scratch on it that's broken through the paint, today a lot of them dents can be removed by paintless dent removal specialists. But what I do when I'm looking at a vehicle, I'll go down the side and I'll look down the side of the vehicle at each panel to see whether there's any indents in there, because sometimes you can't spot them unless you get them in certain lights or you get them in sunlight. I've just spotted on this one, there's a very, very, very tiny one there. But there's a little wee scratch on there which, to be honest, it hasn't gone into the paint. So it's not a major thing, but you don't want a car with a great big dent that's got the paint removed off it. Most cars on the market today are front wheel drive, so the front tyres are going to wear quicker than the rear tyres. You want to be aware that you've got a decent tread depth on the tyres when you get the vehicle. The legal limit is 1.6 millimetres of tread depth. I would say once you get to 3 millimetres, the car's going to be getting ready for a set of tyres in the near future. On the inside of the tyre, you probably can't see it. There's a little wear band. It's like a little block, a square block inside the tread depth. If that's near the surface, your tyres are getting pretty worn and ready for replacement. If you get uneven tread depth across the back of the tyre on the inside, it can be a sign that the vehicle's out of track and it needs tracking. If your wheels are damaged, we get a lot of cars coming in that have got surface damage, not too bad, but if your car's got a real bad knock on the wheel, then the wheel could be buckled or it could be damaged and need repair or replacement. A lot of car tyres today protrude further than the alloy wheel to try and stop this, but you do unfortunately get people who can clatter the curb and damage the wheel. We would take that alloy wheel and get it refurbed by a specialist, so when it comes back and it goes on the vehicle, it'll be like brand new. If it's got wheel wobble on the steering wheel when you're driving it, chances are it wants the wheels balancing. So that's another thing just to look out for when you drive the car. If somebody's looking at a vehicle and the lamp lenses have got cracks in them, the chances are that's going to want replacement. MOT failure, you don't want to be buying a car that's got cracks in lamps. Also, a lot of vehicles today, like this particular one, and the Yaris behind us there, you can see there's an indicator flasher on the mirror. They sometimes get caught and broken, and again you need to replace them. When you're looking at a car, you need to make sure that's all okay. Boot release, this one's got electronic, does it all for you anyhow, to be honest. But again, looking in the boot, you just want to make sure that everything's as per the manufacturer when it was built. Again, shut lines, manufacturer weld, tailgate fitting right, boot lid fitting right, no big gaps when the tailgate's closed at one side compared to the other. Yeah, standard equipment. A lot of cars today have, this has got a roller blind, so you can hide what is in your boot when the boot is closed. And a lot of hatchbacks will have a parcel shelf, so when you lift the boot lid up, the shelf will be in that fastened position, or it will lift up with the boot lid. And you don't want the car to have that missing when you pick it up, because it could be quite an expensive item. Same as when you look in the boot. The parcel shelf or the roller blind in some of the cars, like this particular one, can go underneath the floor. You can lift that panel out. When you look around the car, just ask wherever you're going to buy your vehicle, has it got a roller blind, has it got a parcel shelf, has it got a spare wheel? A lot of cars today don't have spare wheels. This particular one's got a space saver spare wheel, which is really quite handy if you get a blowout. A lot of cars have just got puncture repair kits. Whoever's selling you the vehicle, selling the customer the vehicle, they shouldn't have anything to hide. If there's something that the customer's not happy with, they need to ask the retailer to put it right for them.